Hi everyone, welcome back to Easy Peasy classes. I hope you are all safe and sound in your home. Wear a mask, maintain the social distance always. Things are actually going out of our hands, and in case this continues further, we will have to have more classes on online mode. And anyways, in this video, we are going to continue our previous class, which we dealt with the mental ability section. This class we are going to deal with the mathematics part of 2020 year Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya entrance test, English medium paper. All right. Without wasting time, let us proceed for our questions in mathematics section. So in the section 2, we have the mathematics paper as arithmetic test. Let us go through the directions as quick as possible. So for every question, 4 probable answers as A, B, C and D are given. Okay, only one out of these is correct. Choose the correct answer and darken the circle in the OMR answer sheet against the number corresponding to the question. All right. Okay, so every question has 4 options, and among those 4 options you need to choose the right option. So first question is 41st question. If the number B is 10% less than number C and the number C is 5% more than 150. Okay, then what is the value of B? Then B is equal to what value? All right, first let us go through the value of C. C is actually 5% more than 150, right? Suppose I keep the value as 105. 5% more means above percent means 100, right? Percent means 100, right? Percent means 100. The value 100 means percent. Anything which is made to be represented in the value of 100 means that is itself, it's percent. So C is 5% more than 150. Then I will keep the value of C as 105. I will keep the value of 150 as 100%. Then this is what is the value of C. So you cross multiply 150 over here, you get C is equal to 105 into 150 by 100. So you can take away 10 on these two sides, so you are left with 105 into 15. So what would it become? This will be 15 5s are 75, 15 1s are 15, 170 and divided by 10 means you can keep a decimal point after leaving 10, that is one place. So 175.5 is the value of C. C is equal to 157.5. This is the value of C. Now again with the same logic, what they have said, B is 10% less than the number C. So B is 10% less means what is percent means 100, you know, percent means 100. 10% less than C means 10% less than 100 means that becomes 90, right? Then C, what is C? C is 100%. So what C is 100%. If C is 100%, B is 10% less than C. That means B becomes 90. We know through this value, we know C is actually equal to 157.5, right? So we can say, you can cross multiply here itself. Okay, this becomes, oh, before cross multiplying you can cancel 10 over here. 10 cancelled, right? So you are left with 9 by 10. So you cross multiply C over there and you write it as it is. So now put the value of C in this equation. Okay, in this equation put the value of C, then it becomes 157.5 into 9 by 10. All right, now multiply 157.5 into 9. Now 9 5s are 45, 4 carry over, 9 7s are 63, 63 plus 4 67, 6 carry over. 9 5s are again, 9 5s are 45, 45 plus 6 51, 5 carry over. 9 ones are 9, 9 plus 5 14, and you have a decimal point over here. You should keep a decimal point over here, but again there is a divisibility by 10, so you will take one more step further for decimal point. You are left with 141.75. 141.75. Do we have it in our answer? Yes, we have it in our answer in option number D. Option number D is the right answer. See, I know these things, they takes, these kind of question takes a lot of steps to be done. So that is why you need to save your time during the mental ability section, the language section. You need to be as quick as possible, so that you have elaborate amount of time to attain these kind of questions in mathematics section. This was a kind of tough question for a kid who is studying in 5th standard. Anyways, the exams are made to be tough for this kind of selection test. Moving forward to our next question, for question number 42. The sum of HCF and LCM of 45, 60, 75 is. Okay, first you need to find the HCF, then you need to find the LCM, then you need to add both of them. That will be the one among these answers. So what is the HCF of 45, 60 and 75? You directly have to go for prime factorization method. So prime factorization method, what do we have? 5 9s are 45. No, you can directly go by 3, right? 3 can be done, because you know the table of 15. For these kind of questions you should know table very well. Table from 1 to 20 at least. If you know 1 to 30, that is much more better. The calculations becomes much faster. Not just the tables, you should know cubes, you should know cube roots, you should know squares, you should know square roots, and tables up to 25, 20 to 20, 30. 30 is better, 25 is good, 20 is okay. 3 15s are, or 15 3s are 45, 3 5s are 15, and 5 1s are 5. Okay, we are done with the 45. Now let us go to, let me write 45 is equal to 3 into 3 into 5. This is the prime factors of 45. Let us go for 60 again. So 16 you can go by 2. It is an even number. 2 30s are 60. Again it's an even number. 2 15s are 30. Again this is an odd number. Now you will go by 3. 3 5s are 15, and now 5 1s are 5. So now for number 60, what are the prime factors we have? 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Okay, now for the number 75, we have, oh, this can be taken away by 5, because it is ending with 5. You know the divisibility tests. So when it is ending with 5, you can only divide it by 5. 5 15s are 75. Now this can be taken away by 3. 3 5s are 15. Again 5 1s are 5. So the prime factors of 75 is equal to, let me write the small number first, 3 into 5 into 5. So now if you look properly over here, what are the common factors that you are getting here? There is a 3, there is a 3, there is a 3. So 3 is common here. 3 is common, 3 is common. Do we have any other factor common in all these 3 factors? List of factors? Yes, we have 5 here, we have 5 over here, so we have 5 over here. So in all these 3 numbers, the factors which are common for all the 3 numbers is 3 into 5, that is 15. So therefore the HCF of all these 3 numbers, HCF came out to be what? 3 into 5 is equal to 15. 15 is the HCF. Okay, now let us move to the LCM part. LCM part. So LCM is quite very easy. That also includes the factorization method. If you, for these kind of questions, again I will repeat it, that you should know tables thoroughly, very well. Even in your sleep, somebody wakes you up and asks you about the tables, you should be able to answer them properly. Okay, so now let's go to the LCM part. The LCM of 45, 60, 75 Let's do it through factorization method. So do we have any table common to all these three numbers? Yes, we have. It comes in 15's table. 15 3s are 45, 15 4s are 60, 15 5s are 75. And again, we have a kind of a prime number scenario here. 3 1s are 3, 4 will be as it is, 5 will be as it is, and you can take 2, but you could have directly taken 4 as a factor, but let me do it properly for you. And 5 will come as it is, and then further you will take 5 till you get 1 1 1 at the last corner, last row. You will continue this process properly. Now you need to multiply these things. 15 into LCM is equal to, you need to multiply these all values. 15 into 3 into 2 into 2 into 5. Okay, this seems to be a very long chain of multiplying numbers, right? Don't be scared. Just multiply two numbers at a time. 15 3s are 45, you know, keep the multiplication sign. 2 2s are 4, you know, keep the multiplication sign, write the further number. Now again group them in two numbers. So 45 into 4 5s are 20. This is what you got. 45 into 2, 45 into 2. Don't take this number 20. You can write it as 2 into 10 as well. 20 can be written as 2 into 10 as well. So if you multiplied 45 into 2, you will definitely get 90. And there is another multiplying number, that is 10. 90 into 10, that is 900. Okay, LCM came out to be 900. So your LCM is 900. And what is your HCF? What was your HCF? What was your HCF? HCF was 15. LCM came out to be 900. HCF was 15, and 900 plus 15, what do we get? 915. So do we have any of our options to be 915? Yes, we have it in option number C. That is our answer. Option number C is the right answer. All right. So moving forward, question number 43. The value of 0.9 divided by 0.3 into 0.3 is, seems to be difficult question, right? These are all given in decimal numbers. Convert them into fractions. That becomes easier to solve. 0.9 can be written as 9 by 10. 0.9 can be written as 9 by 10, right? And divided by symbol is there. Keep as it is. The brackets are coming. 0.3 into 0.3, you can write 3 by 10 into 3 by 10. Okay. Now, what will you do? You will first you will attend the brackets. You will attend all the operations, all the calculations that are to be done, which are inside the bracket, because you know the rule, BODMAS. I'm sorry, BODMAS. First you will attend the brackets. Next you will attend the of, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. This is the order in which you will attend the operations. So 9 by 10 is as it is to be written, divided by, so multiplication is there, numerator will get multiplied to numerator, denominator will get multiplied to denominator. So 3 3s are 9, 10 10s are 100. This is what you get. Then after that, division symbol is there. When fractions are to be divided, the first fraction, numerator and denominator, will be placed as it is. Then the division symbol will be converted into multiplication symbol. Then the numerator and denominator of the second number from which it has to be divided will be reversed. That means denominator will go to numerator. That means 100 will come on the numerator part. 9, which is the numerator, will come to the denominator. 9 will come down. Now it is quite easy to cancel over here. See, what are you left with? You are left with number 10. Only 10 number is left here. So the answer is 10. So option number D is the right answer. Moving forward for question number 44. What will be the difference between the greatest 6-digit number and the greatest 5-digit number? So you need to find the difference. You need to subtract the greatest 6-digit number with the 5-digit number. Greatest 5-digit number. So what? So you know the trick to find out the greatest 5-digit number. How do we find what is the greatest 1-digit number? Greatest 1-digit number, that is 9. You just have to make a series of 6 nines. That will make the greatest 6-digit number, right? Then what is the greatest 5-digit number? That is again going with 9 for 5 times. You need to subtract them. 9 minus 9 will become 0. 9 being subtracted by 9 will become 0. 9 subtracted by 9, 0, 0, 0. Here nothing is there. In this place nothing is there. You will keep 9 as it is. 9 as it is. So what is the value you are getting? You are getting the value of 9 lakh. 9 lakh in Indian number system, right? Indian number system. So do we have anywhere such an answer? We have in option number D. So option number D is the right answer. So what is the difference between the greatest 7-digit number and smallest 4-digit number? Greatest 7-digit number means again the same thing, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. This is the greatest 7-digit number and smallest 4-digit number. So what can be the smallest 4-digit number? What can be the smallest number is 0 actually. To be frank, the smallest number is 0. But to make it 4-digit number, you will have to use 1 at the thousands place, at the initial place. So you can write it as 0, 0, 0 from the last part, and at the 1000 place you can't put 0. If you put 0 on the 1000 place, it won't become a 4-digit number, right? So this is the least 4-digit number, and now you subtract this number with this number. So what will you get? 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 0 is 9. So you can keep zeros for your reference over here for not to be confused. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9, 9. So somehow you get this kind of answer. This is a kind of palindrome sequence. Palindrome sequence means if you write a number from this side or this side, then the value remains the same. There are 3 nines at the left side. There are 3 nines at the right side. See, 3 nines at the right side, 3 nines at the left side. Do we have any number as that, as such? Yes, we have. We have in option number D. Option number D is the right answer. We have 3 nines and 3 nines on both left and right side of the 8. Question number 46. Amit bought a table for 1200 rupees and spent, see, he bought a table for how much? 1200 rupees, right? 1200 rupees he bought a table. Very fine. And he spent 200 rupees on its repair. He spent 200 rupees on its repair. Okay. So what is the okay, let us read the question first before jumping into the answer. So Amit bought a table for 1200 rupees and spent 200 rupees on its repair. Fine. He sold it for, sold it means the selling price for 1680 rupees. So his profit or loss percent is, they are asking us to find, he bought it at a certain cost, he made some expenditure for repair work, and he sold that particular furniture for some cost. Did he made profit? Did he made a loss? In case he made a profit or a loss, what is the percentage of profit or loss? This is the question asked. Very simple. Whatever the money that is being spent, that is being given away from Amit, that comes under cost price. So cost price is not just 1200 rupees, it will also include 200 rupees as well, which he spent for repairing his table, right? So cost price is equal to 1200 rupees plus 200 rupees, that becomes 1400 rupees. So this is the cost price. All right. So now he sold it for 1680 rupees. Now, you know, profit or loss you know, uh, can you tell me whether did he made profit or did he made loss out of selling this particular table for 1680? You know that selling price is greater than cost price here, because cost price is 1400 rupees, selling price is 1600 rupees, 680, which is greater than cost price. Then definitely he made a profit out of it. So for profit percentage, what is the formula is there? Selling price minus cost price by cost price into 100. So what is the selling price? 1680 minus 1400 divided by 1400 into 100, right? So two zeros will cancel over here itself. 1680 minus 1400, that will give you 2800, sorry, 280, which is to be divided by 14. 14 ones are 14, twos are 28, and 0 over is here, you will keep the 0 as it is. That means he made a profit of 20%. He made a profit of 20%. See, now while marking the answer just by looking at 20, you some of the kids may choose this to be answer, which is wrong, because what is given in the option number C? It is saying 20% loss. Did he make 20% loss? No, he made a 20% profit actually. So you need to be little attentive, little cautious while marking the answer. He made a 20% profit, which is in option number D, right? So the right answer is option number D, 20% profit. So moving further to our next question. Okay, 140.75 into 0.01. Oh my god, this is going to take a lot of time. So how would children solve this? 1 5s are 5, 1 7s are 7, 1 zeros are 0, 1 4s are 4, 1 1s are 1, 1 5s are 5. Sorry, sir. Next comes the 0. 0 5s are 0, 0 7s are 0, 0 zeros are 0, 0 1s are 0, 0, 0 0 0 0 0. Now you add all of them. Now you add all of them. 7 5 0 4 1 0 0. There are two decimal places. There is a decimal point after two places. There is a decimal place after two places. 2 plus 2 4 places. You need to keep a decimal point after 4 places. 2 4. This is what 1.4075 is the right answer. Do we have it in our answer? Yes, we have it in our answer in option number C, but this is not the right way to do. This is absolutely the wrong way to do. You know why? This is completely the wrong way to do. You may get the answer right, but this is completely the wrong way to do. Why? Because the question says 140.75 into 0.01. You need not to even write it on the paper or at all, because any number multiplied with 1 is always the same number. You know that. The only game that you need to play, the only thing that you need to be aware of is the number of decimal places, the place of the decimal point. After two places the decimal point is appearing. After two places the decimal point is appearing. That means in the answer, after four places the decimal point should appear. In which of these following, after four places the decimal point is arriving with the same number 140.75? So only in option number C, after four places, after four numbers, the decimal point is appearing. The decimal point is appearing. That is it. It was as easy as that, but since people don't know, people don't practice, then they tend to go through that long method of doing it. Okay, moving forward to the next question, for question number 48. One fourth of birds of a flock are at a river bank. See, there are certain birds. There are some number of birds, and among them, one fourth of them are at the river bank, right? River bank, yeah. And one fifth of that flock are in their nest. One fifth of them are at their nest. and remaining, so let me write it properly for you, 1/4 of them are sitting at the river bank, 1/5 of them are nesting, are in their nests. Remaining 22 birds are wandering in search of food. They are actually going here and there for gathering the food. What is the number of birds which are in the nest? What is the number of birds which are in the nest? Okay, okay, okay. So what they have asked is to find how many birds are there in the nest, right? But do we know how many birds are there in totally? In total, do we know how many birds are there? We don't know. So what do we say? We will say there are certain X number of birds. There are X number of birds. And among X number of birds, 1/4 of X number of birds are sitting at the bank. 1/5 of X number of birds are in their nest. And 22 birds are in search of their food. They're wandering in search of their food. Okay. So with this information, what do you come to conclusion? 1/4 into X is X/4. X/4 plus, which are X/4 means the number of birds which are sitting on the bank of a river. Then the number of birds which are in the nest are 1/5 of X. 1/5 into X is X/5. X/5, right? Plus 22 birds are wandering in search of their food. That means this whole thing will sum up to the total number of birds. What is total number of birds? We don't know. So we kept it as X. We considered it as X, right? Considered it as X, and we summed up all these numbers, X/4, X/5, the number of birds sitting at the bank, number of birds which are in the nest, and plus number of birds who are in search of food. All of them will sum up to the total number of birds, which we don't know. So we called it as X. We just have to solve this equation. We have to solve this equation. We will find our answer. Let us go and solve this equation in the next page. The number of birds who are at the bank of the river plus the number of birds who are nesting, the number of birds who are in search of food is equal to total number of birds. So how do we solve this? So you take both of these at this side, that makes it X minus X plus X by, sorry, X/4 plus X/5. On the left hand side you are left with 22. Okay, 22 is equal to, so what is the LCM you will get over here? X minus 4 5s are 20. Then on the upper side you will multiply with 5. On the upper side you will multiply it with 4. 5x plus 4x, that becomes 9x. Okay, so further you will multiply 20 to subtract 9 by x from x. So 22 is equal to 20x minus 9x by 20. So that will become, this implies 22 is equal to 20x minus 9x, that is 11x by 20. 11x means you can cancel it here itself. 11 1s are 11, 11 2s are 22. So x by 20 is equal to 2. X by 20 is equal to 2. Right? You cross multiply 2 here, 2 over the above. Then what will you get? X is equal to 22. No, it's not 22. X is equal to 44. No, X is equal to 40 actually. 22 is a 40. So what was the question asked for us? This is X is equal to 40. 40 means this is the total number of birds. What is the question asked here? What is the number of birds which are in their nest? See, immediately what you understood, X is equal to 40 means, X is equal to 40 means the total number of birds, whatever the number of birds were there, that is the count X means. Immediately what students will do, they will mark answer number A as the right answer, which is totally wrong. Why? Because we are not asked to find out the total number of birds. We are only asked to find the number of birds which are in their nest actually. How many birds are in the nest? 1/5 of X. 1 by 5 of x, right? 1 by 5 of x. What is 1 by 5 of x? 1 by 5, is it visible? 1 by 5 of x, that is x by 5. You know what is x? You just found out x to be what? 40. So you place that value 40 over here. 40 by 5. Now divide 40 by 5. 5 ones are 5 eights are. So 8 is the right answer. You got 8. So 8 is the right answer. Option number D is the right answer, not option number A. Option number D is the right answer. Option number D is the right answer. Let us move on to the further. This was quite a difficult question. Unless with rigorous practice, so many tests are to be given, you can't answer such kind of questions in the examination hall. It was a difficult question, and in case if you don't find enough time or you can't understand the question properly, don't waste much time on this. Just move on to the next question, and once you're done with the other questions, you're left with like another 10-15 minutes, then attempt such kind of questions. Okay, don't waste so much of time on only one question. Okay, moving on further to the next question. Question number 49 says, in how many years does the sum of 1200 rupees become 1800 rupees at the rate of simple interest 5% per annum? This is a simple interest topic question. So you know what is simple interest? Actually, what is given over here? A sum of 1200 rupees, that is principal. Principal is given 1200 rupees. Okay. And what is the amount? Amount is given 1800 rupees, right? And what is the rate of interest? Rate of interest is given to be 5%. 5%. So you know the formula for amount. Amount is equal to principal plus simple interest, right? Amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. Amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. But for simple interest, what is simple interest? PTR by PTR or PRT. PRT, both are same. PRT by 100. So you write PRT by 100 for in place of simple interest. PRT by 100. So now put all the values that are given in the question. You will find the answer. So what is the amount? Amount is 1800 rupees. 1800 rupees, which is given in the question also. What is the principal? Principal is 1200 rupees plus again here 1200 rupees into what is the rate? Rate is 5% into what is the time, which we need to find out. We don't know the time. Again and divided by 100. Two zeros will get cancelled out here itself. 12 5s are 60. So 12 into 5 into t. This is the value which is left in the numerator. So now this 1200 will be shifted over here with a minus sign. 1800 minus 1200 is equal to 12 5s are 60 into t. So 1800 minus 1200, what is the value? It is 600. 600 is equal to 60 into t. So t is equal to 600 divided by 60. The 60 will come down. So 0 0 cancelled. 6 ones are 6 tens are. So this means, this implies t is equal to 10 what? 10 years. Time is asked, right? So after 10 years at a 5% interest rate, the principal of 1200 rupees will become 1800 rupees. Option number A is the right answer. 10 years. Okay. So let us move on to the next question. Question number 50. How many bricks will be required for a wall of 8 meter long, 6 meter height and 22.5 centimeter thick if each brick measures 25 centimeter, 11.25 centimeter and 6 centimeter? So there is a brick which has a length of 25 centimeter, a width of 11.25 centimeter, and a height of 6 centimeter. Now a wall is to be made. A wall of 22.5 centimeter width wall and 8-meter long wall and a height of 6 meter. This with the help of these kind of bricks, a wall of this kind of wall should be made. So how many bricks are required to construct such a wall? Seems to be a difficult question, right? Which is not actually, which is not. So what they are asking, you just have to divide the volume of this brick from the volume of the wall. So how do we find the volume of the wall? See, if you observe properly, what is this actually? This brick is actually a cuboid. Cuboid. See, this brick is actually a cuboid. This is actually a cuboid. Isn't it a cuboid? And even the wall is also a cuboid. It is a form of cuboid. So you just have to divide the volume of wall with volume of brick. But again, there is a twist here. What is the twist? The volume of the cuboid will always result in the wrong value. Why? Because it is given in the meters as well as in centimeters. The units are to be in the same platform, same units. Either you should keep 8 meter as 800 centimeter, 6 meter as 600 centimeter, and 22.5 centimeter as 22.5 centimeter as it is. Then you can find your answer in a right way. Otherwise, you will find the answer in a wrong way. So let us do this particular math now. Okay, let me rub this all. So what is the volume of so to find how many bricks are required, you need to divide volume of wall by volume of one brick. So this will give you total number of bricks required. So what is the volume of wall? Before jumping into volume of wall, tell me what is the volume of cube. Volume of cubes. The formula for volume of cube: length into volume of cube is equal to length into breadth into height. This is the volume of cube. So what is the length given over here? Volume of wall 8 meter. But you can't take 8 meter. It should be 800 centimeter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. You know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Units conversion chapter has this kind of information. In case you don't know, please go and revise it. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. These kind of conversion units you should be aware of always. Okay, 8 meter is 800 centimeter into 6 meter height, 600 centimeter height into 22.5 centimeter thick, which is to be divided by the volume of brick. The volume of brick is 25 centimeter into 11.25 centimeter into 6 centimeter. Okay, so I will just interchange these values. I will write 6 first and I will write 11.25 centimeter at the end, which makes no difference, right? In multiplication you can interchange the terms, which makes no difference. Do I have to explain that as well? See, 2 into 3, what is the value? 6. 3 into 2, what is the value? 6. I just interchange the value here. Did the answer change? No. That is what I did there as well. I just interchange these two values from here to here so that I can calculate it easily. Okay, 800 divided by 25. 25 ones are 25, 3s are 75. We are left with 5 and 0. 25 2s are 50. 32 is left. 32 into 6 ones are 6, 6 hundreds are 600, 100 into 11 ones are 11, 11 twos are 22.5 to 11.25 into 22, sorry, 11.25 ones are 11.25. If you multiply 2 to this, you will get 100 and 225. Okay, so now 32 into 2, this is quite easier to do. 32 into 2, 64 into 100. What is the value? 6400. Okay, so these kind of questions takes a little more time to for this kind of calculation. This is why I tell you, you should save your time in mental ability section. The more time you save in mental ability section and the language section, and the more time you give for mathematics, the higher the score yours is, the higher the rank is yours is, then obviously the higher is the chances of your selection. So with this, let us move on to the next question. Question number 51. If 50 minus 15 divided by 15 into 6 is equal to x, then the value of x, you just have to solve this part, the left hand side part, you will find it. Okay, but in order to solve this, how will you proceed? You know the rule of BODMAS. What will you start with? You'll have to start with division. So you keep a bracket for division. Okay, then what will you go for? You will go for multiplication. You keep a bracket for multiplication, then addition and subtraction. Simultaneously you can take them as well. So you keep 15 minus, solve the inside one. 15 divided by 15 is 1 into 6 is equal to x. 15 minus 1 into 6 is 6 is equal to x. 15 minus 6 is 9 is equal to x, or x is equal to 9. Both are one and same. So do we have x is equal to 9 here? Yes, the value of x is 9 is given in the option number C. So option number C is the right answer. It was quite an easy question. Anybody with a better calculation skills could have done this. One who know the rules BODMAS will only attain the right value. Otherwise, he will be going for 15 divided by 15. Then 15 minus 15 0. That is things will go wrong way. So option number C is the right answer. 52nd question. 3 divided by 8 divided by 5 by 3 minus 1 by 6 plus 5 by 8. What is this whole thing is equal to? This is what is asked. So in denominator 3 and 6 is given. Okay, you take the LCM. What will you get? 3 by 8 divided by 3 and 6, the LCM is 6. 3, how many is a 6? 3 2s are 6. So you multiply that particular number with on the above as well, on the numerator as well. 5 2s are 10 minus 6 1s are 6. 6 1s are 6. You just multiply the numerator with that number. 1 1s are 1. Okay, plus 5 by 8. So what will be there next? 3 by 8 divided by 10 minus 1 is 9 divided by 6, right, plus 5 by 8. So now you will go for division, not the addition. Okay, so for going for division, what you will do? 3 by 8 into 6 by 9. The numerator becomes denominator and the denominator becomes numerator by interchanging the division sign with the multiplication sign. Fine. 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9, 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8. See, you can cancel it here itself. 3 1s are 3, 3 1s are 3. Okay, plus what you have in the further 5 by 8. So you are left with 1 by 4 plus 5 by 8. What is the LCM of 4 and 5? Oh, sorry, 4 and 8. It is 8. So how many is 8? 4 2s is 8. So 1 2s are 2 plus 8 1s are 8. 8 1s are 8. 8 1s are 8. 5 1s are is 5 on the numerator. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 by 8 is our answer. 7 by 8 is our answer. Do we have 7 by 8 as our answer? Yes, option number C is the right answer. Option number C is the right answer. 7 by 8 is the right answer. Next question. The value of x which makes the following statement true is, okay, what is the statement? See, the moment you see such an improper fraction, you just have to directly make it as a proper fraction, even without writing the question. See, to make it a proper fraction, what is the method? You multiply the denominator with the whole number and you add that particular number with the numerator. 11 3s are 33. I will write it in a bigger way for your better understanding. Into 11 by 5 divided by, is a bracket, 3 by 7 into x, there is a bracket, is equal to 4 by 3. See, multiply 11 and 3 and add that number with the numerator. 11 3s are 33 plus 7. 11 3s are 33. 33 plus 7 is 40 by 11 into 11 by 5 divided by 3 by 7 into x is 3x by 7 is equal to 4 by 3. Okay. Now you can cancel 11 here itself. You can cancel 5 ones and 5 8s. So this becomes 8 by 1 divided by, instead of writing divided by, I will directly write multiplied by 7 by 3x, so that I can reduce one step, 4 by 3 on the right hand side. So division sign was there, I just made it to multiplication sign. You know, when it is made multiplication sign, the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. These two terms gets interchanged with their positions. All right. So now again you can cancel out certain things from here itself. 4 ones are 4 twos are 3 ones are 3 ones are, x will come over here. So you are left with 2 sevens are 14. 2 into 7, 14 is equal to x. 14 is equal to x, or x is equal to 14, or x is equal to 14. Do we have that value over here? Yes. Option number B. Option number B is the right answer. Next question. Question number 54. 5% of 10% of 5% of 10% of 175 grams is equal to 5% means which is to be divided by 100. 5% of means multiplied, multiplication sign. Whenever there is an of, you multiply. Of 10% of 175 grams is equal to what? Okay, so you can cancel that 10 by 10 here. And what are you left with? You are left with 175 multiplied by 5 divided by 1000. 170, sorry, 5. I will just interchange these two numbers. Okay, 175 into 5 divided by 100 into 10, that is 1000. 100 into 10 is 1000. 175 into 5. So start multiplying. 5 5s are 25. Carry over to 5 7s are 35. 35 plus 2 37. 3 carry over. 5 1s are 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 875 by 1000. 1000. So 1000 means when you divide 1000 with any number, how many zeros are there in 1000? 3 zeros are there. So after leaving 3 digits, you will keep a decimal point. So after keeping a 3 digits, you will keep a decimal point. That becomes your answer. 0.875 grams. 0.875 gram. Option number C is the right answer. Option number C is the right answer. 0.875 gram. So 55. Which of the following is not equal to 25? Which of the following is not equal to 25? Okay, let us do it. 50 minus 100 divided by 4. 100 divided by 4. 4 ones are 4. 25 is 25 is the right answer. And 50 minus 25 is 25, which is always equal to 25. So next question. 20 plus 20 divided by 4. 4 ones are 4. 5s are 20 divided by 4 becomes 5 is equal to 5. So you can directly write 20 plus 5 is equal to 25 is equal to 25. Okay, 10 plus 5 into 10 is 10. This equals to 10 plus 5 into 10 is 10 plus 10 minus 5 is 5. This is equal to 10 plus 10 is 20 plus 5. 20 plus 5 is 25 is equal to 25. No need to. So you know all the three above are equal to 25. In question what is asked, which of the following is not equal to? Not equal to means option number D is the only thing which is left. You can directly blindly you can fill your OMR, but for the sake of discussion let us calculate this as well. 24 plus 2 into 1 is 2, which becomes 26, is not equal to 25. So this is our right answer. Option number D is the right answer. Next question. A square and a rectangle have the same perimeter. A square and a rectangle have a same perimeter. If the side of the square is 16 meter and the length of the rectangle is 18 meter, the breadth of the rectangle is what? The breadth of the rectangle is what? See, what they are asking us to do is to solve the question that is there, but they have told us this information. A square and a rectangle have same perimeter. The perimeter is same. What is the formula for the perimeter of the square? 4 into side of the square, right? The perimeter of the square is equal to the perimeter of the rectangle. That means the formula for perimeter of the square is 4 into the length of the side. What is the length of the side? The length of the side is given as 16 meter. Okay, keep it as it is. The perimeter of the square is equal to perimeter of the rectangle. What is the formula for perimeter of the rectangle? 2 into length plus breadth is the perimeter of rectangle. Do we know length over here? We know length over here as 18 meter. The length over here as well 18 meter. We don't know the breadth. Let me call breadth as B. Breadth as B. We don't know the breadth. We only know the length as 18 meter. So we keep 2 into length plus breadth. 2 into length is 18 plus breadth is B as it is. Because we don't know what is the breadth. And in question also, what is asked? The breadth of the triangle is asked. The breadth of the triangle is asked us. So you just have to solve this equation. You will get the answer. Okay. So you can directly divide this by 2. 2 ones are 2 twos are 4. 16 twos are is 32 is equal to 18 plus B, or B is equal to 32 minus 18, which gives us what? 32 minus 18 is 14. Thirty-two minus 18 is 14. So do we breadth is 14 meters. 14 meters. Do we have any? Oh, we have option number A as 14 meters. Option number A is the right answer. Option number A is the right answer. Moving forward to the next question. Question number 57. A park is 1500 meters long and 750 meters wide. A cyclist has to make 4 rounds of this park. Okay, there is a park where they are saying how much is the length? 1500 meters. And what is the width of the park is 750 meters. Okay, so a park which has 1500 meters long and 750 meters wide, a cyclist has to take 4 rounds of this park. He has to take 4 rounds of this park. How much time will he take at a speed of 4.5 km per hour? How much time will he take at a speed of 4.5 km per hour? You must be very much attentive and cautious while reading this particular value. 4.5 km per hour. Everything is written in kilometer and hours, and the answer also given in hours. But in the question, the length of the park is given in meters. In meters, you should bring all the units to the same units. Meters to kilometers. So what is 1500 meters is equal to 1500 meters is equal to 1.5 kilometer. 750 meters is equal to 0.75 kilometer. Okay, so while answering the question, you need to take these values in your answers. So let us solve the question. So what is the formula for speed here? Speed is equal to distance by time taken, right? Speed is equal to distance by time taken. So what is the speed given to us? It is given to us as 4.5 kilometer per hour is equal to distance is, what is the distance? Okay. So distance, what they have given us in the question, a cyclist has to make 4 rounds of this park. In order to make him run 4 rounds, let us understand what is 1 round. If he made 1 round around this park, isn't he traveling around the perimeter of the rectangle, perimeter of that park, the perimeter of the park? The park itself is in the shape of a rectangle. That means he is traveling around the perimeter of the rectangle. What is the formula for perimeter of the rectangle? What is the formula for perimeter of the rectangle? 2 into length plus breadth, right? So in order to make 1 round, he will have to travel 2 into length plus breadth of the park. In order to make 4 rounds, you will multiply this with 4. That becomes your distance. Speed is equal to 4.5 kilometer per hour is equal to 4.2, sorry, 40, I'm sorry, I'm totally sorry, 4 into 2 into length plus breadth. What is the length plus breadth? You know, length is 1.5 kilometer plus breadth is 0.75 kilometers. Okay, I'm taking out the units here. And what is the time taken? We don't know. We are supposed to find that. Okay, so you are left with 4.5 kilometer per hour is equal to, the cyclist is running away for 4 times. He is making the rounds 4 times. So you will multiply the perimeter of the park with 4 times. That becomes the total distance traveled by the cyclist. Now solve this equation. T goes over there, cross multiply. T is equal to 8 into 2 is 4 into 2 is 8 into 1.5 plus 0.75 is 2.25 by 4.5. So if you observe carefully, this gets divided 2 times, and 2 ones are 2 fours are, that means T is equal to 4 hours. T is equal to 4 hours. 4 hours is the time taken by the cyclist to make 4 rounds around the park at a speed of 4.5 km per hour. 4 hours is option number D. Option number D is the right answer. Question number 58, the prime factorization of 640. Oh, this is very easy. Prime factorization of 640. 2 32s are 64, 2 16s are 32, 2 80, 2 8s are 16, 0 as it is, 2 40s are 80, 2 20s are 40, 2 10s are 20, 2 5s are 10, 5 ones are 5. So how many 2s are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 2s are there, 1 5 is there in the answer. So this can be written as 640 is equal to 2 to the power 7 into 5. So how many 2s are there? 7 2s are there. Do we have it here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 2 and 1 5. So option number D is the right answer. Option number D is the right answer. So next question, find the approximate result of the following expression. All right, the approximate value of 49.6 is near to 50 into 10.2 is nearer to 10 minus 7.1 is nearer to 7 into 29.7 is nearer to 29, no, 29.7 is nearer to 30 minus 5.1 is nearer to 5 into 20.1 is nearer to 20. Now after writing this, you need to apply the BODMAS rule. What is BODMAS rule? Multiplication comes first before subtraction. So keep a bracket over here, which makes it easier for you to simplify. Just keep brackets, and in the next step solve these brackets. 50 tens are 500 minus 7 3s are 21, 37s are 210 minus 5 20s are or 25s are 100. Okay, so 500 minus minus is there, you take the minus common, what will it become? 210 plus 100. So 500 minus 310, what will it be? Okay, 500 minus 310, so you can write it like this: 500 minus 310, so 0 0 9 and 1, 190. This is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. We reached our destination at 2:45 p.m. after traveling for 4.5 hours. 1/2 hours. When did we start? Okay, so you can write a diagram of a clock and you can go backwards for 4.5 hours. That is also one way to do. So if you go from 2:45, 4 hours back, that becomes, for 1 hour it becomes 1:45, second hour 12:45, 11:45, 10:45. So the hour hand becomes somewhere here, comes out somewhere here, 10:45. So 10:45 becomes here, but you need to go half an hour again backwards. So to go half an hour backwards, you will reach over here. The minute hand will come over here, the hour hand will be here, the minute hand will be here. Now what is the time that you are seeing? That is 10:15. 10:15 is the right answer. 10:15 is the right answer. Look at here, 10:15 is the right answer. But this is one way of doing it, but there is another way of doing it. You add this 2:45 p.m. to the 12 p.m. 2:45 came after 12 p.m. That gives you 45, 14, 40, 45. There is no need to write PM. Okay, 14:45 is the value that you get. After that, to go backwards, you just subtract the number of hours that you want to subtract. 4.5 hour means 4 hour 30 minutes. You need to subtract from this. Okay, what do you get? 5 is 5 as it is, and 4 minus 3 is 1, and 14 minus 4 is 10. 10:15 a.m. is the right answer. 10:15 a.m. is the right answer. With these questions, we conclude the mathematics section. And for more such videos, please do subscribe, share, comment. And your subscription really helps us, motivates us to make more videos. And for any kind of online classes, interested parents or students can contact me on the number which is coming over the screen. And stay safe, stay at home, wear mask, keep a social distance, don't come out of the home unnecessarily. With this, I conclude this video. Thank you.